Diary Nation? It's your boy Julian. It's time for another diary entry, guys. And this diary entry is actually a book review diary entry, guys. It's actually a book review diary entry. So basically, how this diary entry came about is, everybody's quarantined. We're starting to go back to work, and we're trying to get our lives together. So one day, I decided to have a Descendants marathon. And what I mean by a Descendants marathon is not just watching the movies, but also reading the books. So I started with all the books. I started with The Isle of the Lost. Then I watched Descendants, the first Descendants. Then I read Return to the Isle of the Lost. Then I read Rise of the Isle of the Lost. Then I watched Descendants 2. Then I read Escape from the Isle of the Lost. Then I watched The Descendants 3. So this book review is actually going to be Escape from the Isle of the Lost. So this actually is the fourth book in the Isle of the Lost series. Is it the fourth book? Let's see. Isle of the Lost, Return, Rise. Yeah, it's actually the fourth book. And this book actually came out in 2019, so it came out last year. This actually came out before Descendants 3, and it actually came out during the time of Disney did the little short Under the Sea. I wrote it down. Under the Sea, when Disney did the Under the Sea short. And actually, this book actually coincides with Under the Sea, the Descendants short story. And if you haven't seen Under the Sea, the Descendants short story, why haven't you seen it? How could you call yourself a Descendants fan if you haven't seen Under the Sea, girl? Under the Sea. So basically, how any of my reviews works, I'm gonna tell you what I liked about this book. I'm gonna tell you what I hated about this book, and should you go out and read this book? Should you go out and read this book, guys? And it's Descendants. So obviously, you already know my answer before this review even goes about. You already know my answer. You should go out and read this book because it's Descendants, guys. It's Descendants. Why not go read it? Why not? Now, before we get into this review, guys, always subscribe. Hit that like button if you like this. Tap the notifications so you know every time I post a video, guys. Every time I post a book review. Now let's dive into this book review. Okay, now Escape from the Isle of Lost. Now, Escape from the Isle of Lost, like I said, it comes after Descendants 2 and before Descendants 3. And it kind of tells the story of the Under the Sea, the Descendants short story. If you haven't seen it, girl, if you haven't seen that, why haven't you seen it? Girl. So basically, it follows my BKs, which is villain kids, Mel, Carlos, Jay, and Evie. It follows them, and actually, it follows them during graduation, which I didn't know that. I knew Mel, Evie, Jay was older than Carlos, but I thought when they came to Arudon, I thought that they were like in the same grade. But apparently they're not in the same grade. So basically this book follows Mel, Evie, and Jay. They're graduating. So it follows that. It also kind of tells the story, if you haven't seen Descendants 2, it tells the story of Carlos and Jane's relationship. Also, this story has my girl Uma in it. As you know, I'm a big Uma fan. I love me some Uma. Girl, I love me some Uma. Actually, and I tell people all the time, I know people love Mel, but in all the Descendants, and I love Mel, but in all the Descendants stories, I always thought Mel was the villain. I always thought Uma was actually, they made Uma, they're all villain kids, but they made Uma like the bad guy, and Uma wasn't really the bad guy. And I know I'm probably get some people that's gonna say, what? What? She wasn't. Her goal was always for the Isle. Her goal was always to free the kids of the Isle. You see that in Descendants 3, and if you haven't seen Descendants 3, I'm gonna spoil it, I'm gonna spoil it, I'm gonna spoil it, I'm gonna spoil it, I'm gonna spoil it. So, look, her goal, that was her goal. In Descendants 2 and Descendants 3, that was her goal. Her whole goal was always free the villain kids. That's not Mel's goal. Mel's goal was always for herself. And you see that throughout the books, and you see that throughout the movies. Now, don't get me wrong, Mel does grow. That's my girl Mel, and she does grow. But she's always for herself. She's always for herself. Always. Always, guys. But my girl Uma, she was always, I'm trying to free the people of the Isle. And basically that's what she does in this book. So basically, in this book, Uma she finds a way to get back onto the Isle. She finds, because the magic barrier is over the Isle. She found a way to get back onto the Isle and also move from the Isle to Arudon. Also, it has my girl Celia in it. If you don't know Celia, she's the Dr. Facilier's daughter. Dr. Facilier from Princess and the Fall. It also has her in it, and she go along with Mel and them because they return back to the Isle to stop Uma in her plans. And her plans correlates with the Under the Sea short. You see how Disney, I love how Disney links these together. And Melissa De La Cruz, I love you. You write these Descendants books and you do an awesome job, girl. Girl, you capture what I love about Descendants. So here's what I liked about these books, guys. I love everything Descendants. So, and I really, because there's talks, I've seen stuff and on YouTube and talks about them creating maybe a Descendants 4 or something like that. Disney, I hope you do create a Descendants 4 because I love Descendants. I love the world. So one thing I love about these books, especially Escape from the Isle of Lost, is it brings this world to life, and it gives you more context into this world that they build of Arudon and the Isle. It lets you see more things in this world that I love so much. And also, one thing that I love about this is it gives you Easter eggs into Descendants 3. Now, I'm letting everybody know that you don't have to read the books to watch the movies, and you don't have to watch the movies to read the books. But if you read the books then watch the movies, it is so exciting because there's Easter eggs in the movies that come from the books. There's certain, you see what Audrey was and what Audrey was doing before Descendants 3. And there's actually, Disney did actually have a little short of Audrey before Descendants 3 came out of what she was doing. I mean, it gives you context. It gives you context into Evie's castle that she has in Descendants 3. It gives you context into those stuff. Now, like I said, you don't have to read the books to watch the movies, but if you're a Descendants fan, I do suggest you read the books because it's all so much fun, especially with the little marathon I was doing where I was reading the books and watching the movies. It was so much fun because you catch a lot of Easter eggs in there, and that's something that I really love. Like I said, I love my girl Uma, and you get more it's nothing like the Rise of the Isle of Lost, because the Rise of the Isle of Lost gave you more backstory into Uma, but this one gives you more backstory into her, her mindset and where she's coming, and it actually explains where she was when Descendants 3 hits, what she was doing before she appeared in Descendants 3. Whether you like Evie, whether you like Mel, whether you like Jay, whether you like Carlos, it gives you basically each of them story and each of their journeys. How can I put it? Because literally they didn't have to make a Descendants 3. They could have ended right here and I'd have been perfectly alright, but I'm so glad you made Descendants 3 because I love Descendants 3, girl. But it gives you it shows you where they're heading. Evie has her own journey and what she's trying to do. You know, Mel has her own journey and what she's trying to do. You know, Jay has his own journey and what he's trying to do. And like the colleges, they talk about colleges that Jay wants to go to. And I was like I really wish Disney would explore this world. Like, Disney, here's my thing that you should do. Make, on Disney Plus, make a Descendants tab on Disney Plus. Like you have Marvel, you have National Geographic, you have Disney. Do Descendants Disney and let me run that division. Cause girl, like I could do some things with that division because it expands this world that I really love. So answers questions of what they were doing after D2, after Descendants 2. As you guys know, it's Descendants, so I don't have any dislikes about Descendants. I never have any dislikes about Descendants. One thing I can say maybe is a dislike is I don't like when my girl Uma loses. I hate when Uma loses. I hate when Uma loses. Like, if you've seen Descendants 3, you know she wins at the end. But like, I hate when Uma loses because when you follow Uma's story and you see the good that Uma is trying, even though she's a villain kid, even though she's Ursula's daughter, her character arc is really something. Like, like I said, she's the hero. So when Mel wins all the time, it makes me mad because I'm like, you're winning and you're actually selfish. Like if you watch the movies, you can see she's selfish. Even though she turns around and she becomes the Mel and the queen that we love, she's pretty selfish. And Uma really isn't selfish. You know, what she wants to free all the kids from the Isle. That's her goal. Because she feels like they don't deserve that, which they don't. Like, why should we pay for what our parents did? But she loses in it, and it makes me mad. I think that's the only thing that I disliked about the book. Overall, you know, I'm a Descendants fan. Escape from the Isle of the Lost is my stuff. It tells you what they are going to be doing after college. Even like in Descendants 3 never tells you, like, okay, after Descendants 3, what are they going to be doing? But like, if you read Escape from the Isle of the Lost, you actually get a sense of like the core four. I'm talking about Jay, Uma, not Uma, but Jay, Mel, Evie, and Carlos. You kind of get a sense of what they're going to be doing after Descendants 3, even though this book is before Descendants 3. You get what I'm saying? So I give this book an A+, as you know, because it's Descendants and everything. And I really think that this is a great young adult book, and all kids should read this because it's Descendants. Why are you not reading it? So, guys, the question is for you: have you read Descendants: Escape from the Isle of the Lost? Are you going to read it because of my review? Let me know in the comment section below, guys. Also, all the time, make sure you just subscribe, hit the notification so you know every time I post a video, guys. Share this with your friends, share this review with your friends, share this book review, and have them go copy Escape from the Isle of the Lost, guys. Also, follow me on my Snapchat. Follow me on Snapchat. You know when I'm snapping, I'm snapping. Yes, I'm snapping. I'm snapping. Like this video, guys. I love you, Pink Domination. Peace out.